the 5th chapter. Jesus said to the disciples, "You have heard that it was said, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. But I say to you, do not resist an evildoer. But if anyone strikes you on the right cheek, turn the other also. And if anyone wants to sue you and take your coat, give your cloak as well. And if anyone forces you to go 1 mile, go also the 2nd mile. Give to everyone who begs from you, and do not refuse anyone who wants to borrow from you. You have heard that it was said, you shall love your neighbor and hate your enemy. But I say to you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you, so that you may be children of your Father in heaven. For God makes the sun to rise on the evil and the good, and sends rain on the righteous and the unrighteous. For if you love those who love you, what reward do you have? Do not even the tax collectors do the same? And if you only greet your brothers and your sisters, what more are you doing than others? Do not even the Gentiles do the same? Be perfect, therefore, as your heavenly Father is perfect." The Gospel of the Lord. Legend has it that Ponce de Leon discovered Florida while searching for the fountain of youth. Sorry to disappoint you, but while the stories of the restorative waters being located there were known on both sides of the Atlantic, his search for them was not attributed to him until after his death. What he is really known for is being the first governor of Puerto Rico and discovering Bimini by way of Florida. Apparently, he, like Columbus and many of their kind, just sailed around until they hit something. De Leon hit Florida on his way to Bimini, which many tourists still do today. Many are also still searching for that fountain of youth, as the cover of this week's Time magazine trumpets. Here, and I am not making this up, is the headline: 2045, the year man becomes immortal. First, if a student had written that headline on a paper, I would have put a big red circle around the word man, because acceptable language uses have changed, and it should read men and women or humanity. But inclusive language was the least of this article's problems. It was an excursion into idolatry. It is a story of Raymond Kurzweil, who in 1955 appeared on I've Got a Secret with a computer he built that could write music. It was as big as a bookcase and really wrote terrible tunes. But for Kurzweil, it was a start. Now, he believes that, and I'm quoting, "We're approaching a moment when computers will become more intelligent than humans. When that happens," he says, "humanity, our bodies, our minds, our civilization will be completely and irreversibly transformed." He believes that this moment is not only inevitable, but imminent. According to his calculations, the end of human civilization as we know it is about 35 years away. For some of us, that may be a little too late. If I'm still around, I'll be 91 when that happens. Here, and again, I'm quoting now, is just some of the speculation. Maybe we'll merge with them to become super intelligent cyborgs, using computers to extend our intellectual abilities the same way that cars and planes extend our physical abilities. Actually, if you've ever seen a teenager with a Game Boy or a Nintendo, you may have seen this merger take place already. And it is not a pretty sight. Sitting for hours, eyes glazed over, at one with his or her thumbs and monitor. We have a student at Parkview who can only talk about what's happened on his latest video game adventure. He's a stunningly bright boy in class, but when he plunks himself down next to me at lunch and starts talking about his latest video game adventure, I cut him off with, "That's all very well and good, but what have you done in real time? What real experience have you had today? I'm only going to talk to you about things that happened in real time and space." Sadly, the young man quickly loses interest. Fantasy is easier than reality. A computer world where generated characters get killed and no one mourns is much more preferable to a world where we have to worry about our loved ones who do get sick and mourn the loss of those we do lose to death. Who wants to think about that when there are Kurzweils around who really believe that all he has to do is hang in there until what he calls singularity, the moments when humans and computers merge, comes? By then, he posits, we'll be able to transfer our minds into more sturdier vessels, such as computers or robots, thus becoming functionally immortal.